Another week, another Big Ten road game for our Trojans. This time we head out to Minneapolis to take on the Minnesota Golden Gophers. If we've learned anything through our first few weeks of our Big Ten tenure, it's that no conference game is easy, but that this version of USC is more than up to the challenge. It's USC, it's Minnesota, game preview number 5, let's go. What's up guys, my name is Gabe and welcome back to the Trojan Blade, welcome back to a brand new video. This is of course the Minnesota game preview. This has the potential to be a very cool uniform matchup, or absolutely dreadful depending on what Minnesota wears. We have seen this matchup semi-recently back in 2010 and 2011. SC won both of those. SC's actually 6-1-1 all time against the Gophers. Last time they beat us was 1955, so yeah, SC has owned this series up to this point. But of course, every game is its own entity, and as we head into this one, we do so with the utmost respect for what Coach Fleck has built over there in Minneapolis. Side note before we get into it, this preview is going to be a little shorter than usual. Super busy week for me. We'll be back to the full super in-depth previews next week. But if you guys are enjoying the videos, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are getting closer and closer to 10K, so fired up for that. Thank you for being here. Let's get into it. All right, so let's meet the Gophers. The head coach is, of course, the aforementioned PJ Fleck. At one point, he was a lead candidate for the USC job. That row the boat shit wouldn't fly out in LA, so I think things worked out for the best. He's been the head man there since 2017. They've been a solid program since, hitting 11 wins in 2019. They have started to fade a little bit these last few years. Some people think his whole shtick is getting a little stale. I'm not in the locker room, so I have no idea if it's true, but definitely could see something like that happening. But now meeting the Gopher offense. This is the number 73 passing offense in the country, the number 114 rushing offense, and the number 106 ranked red zone offense. Pretty rough statistically, and considering they played 3 awful defenses, that's even more surprising. Max Brosmer is the new quarterback in Minneapolis being imported from the FCS level, and it's been a rough go of it for him so far. 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He struggled with both accuracy and decision making. Really not a lot of consistency in the pass game. He does have a pretty nice arm. He can push the ball down the field vertically, so we can't be getting beat in cover 0 in this one like we did last week. Darius Taylor is RB1 and a big part of this Gopher attack. This is going to sound awfully familiar, but hey, Big Ten teams are very similar. If we stop the run, we win this game. That will be the case in almost every Big Ten conference game outside of like Ohio State, Oregon, and maybe Nebraska. But Minnesota can't throw it well enough to beat us if that's all they got. No pass catcher on this team has more than 1 touchdown. This entire operation is built around running the ball. I know it sounds overly simple and repetitive, but man, that's the Big Ten. Defensively, I'm sure you've heard a lot about the rankings this week. Top 5 in most categories for Minnesota. Throw those out. They've played North Carolina, who's proven to be a horrible offense. They also broke Max Johnson's leg in that game. Rhode Island, who is a mediocre FCS offense at best, barely scoring 20 points a game against FCS competition. Nevada, who's one of the worst FBS offenses. Iowa, that goes without explanation. And Michigan, who literally can't throw it. So take everything that we think we know about this Gopher defense based on those rankings and throw it out the window. This is going to be the first true test for them. They have not seen anything close to what we're going to have out there on the field. Corey Heatherman is the defensive coordinator here, and he's very aggressive. They send blitzes from all over, nickel blitzes, corner blitzes, 6-man pressures, etc. The top corner on this Gopher team is going to be a game time decision this week. So if they're sending pressure and can't get home, Miller is going to feast on this defense. Again, they have not seen anything even relatively close to Miller Moss or our wideouts. But look, man, football's pretty simple at the end of the day. If we can't block them, it doesn't matter. What are we going to do to improve the O-line play this week is the question that has to be answered. Is Gino Quinones going to get the start at right guard? If he's not ready, is Amos Talele going to be the guy? And flat out, we need better play from both Elijah and Mason at the tackle spots. And if they can't give us that, then what are we going to do to help them? How are we going to change schematically? Are we going to come out in 12 personnel every single play and give them help? I don't know, but something has to be done. Miller is taking a beating, and we have to do something to negate the opposing team's pass rush. But overall, I think we have a massive advantage here. They haven't seen wideouts like ours, and they're going to really struggle to keep us boxed in my opinion. All right, now let's get into G's keys, and then we'll get into the score prediction. All right, so key number 1 for the offense, we just talked about it, pass pro. We have to be able to hold up to give Miller time to throw the ball, not get him killed like we've been doing every week. And we've really just got to give our wideouts time to get downfield and dominate this Minnesota secondary, which I think they're going to do. Key number 2 is 8-2, Jacoby Lane, Deuce Robinson. We have to get them going very early in this game, just like we did last week with Jacoby. Let's really go after these guys in the secondary and test them early on. And number 3, SC fans have been talking about it all week. We have to start fast. Lincoln Riley teams usually start very fast, especially on the offensive side. We haven't seen that this year. Don't know what it is, don't know what's going on, but it's got to get fixed and get fixed now. We can't afford a slow start next week against Penn State. So let's come out of the gates hot here. Now flipping over to the defensive side, again, very simple, stop the run. You stop the run, you stop their offense, and you end up winning the game. Very simple. Don't allow any explosives like we saw against Michigan, and let's keep up the flying around the ball and tackling the way we've been doing. Key number 2, more pressure. As solid as the defensive line has been, and I think getting situational pressures has been there, but overall the pressure rate is pretty low. Want to see more from our pass rushers, want to see more from Anthony Lucas, want to see more from Jamil Muhammad. Let's get more pressure on the quarterback, and of course that will only do good things for this Trojan defense. Key number 3, same thing as the offense, start fast. Let's not give up a bomb like we did against Wisconsin. Let's not give up 2 massive runs like we did against Michigan. Let's come out playing our best ball in the first half and shut them down and build up that nice lead heading into halftime. All right, guys, those were G's keys. Now let's get to the score prediction. As of the recording of this video, USC is currently a 8.5 point favorite over Minnesota. That's right around where I'm at as well. I do have SC covering in this game, with a final score of USC 31, Minnesota 21. So a nice 10-point win for our Trojans. Please let me know your score prediction down below. This is kind of a weird game, really curious where you guys are at. And yeah, that'll do it for me. If you did happen to enjoy this game preview, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for being here. You're all awesome, and as always, take care and fight on. Beat the Gophers.